environment, but there's also politics as well. We're going to mix it all up today, if you guys don't mind, because this man, he has his finger just about in every pie. So we're going to come back to environment issues very shortly, because you're very passionate about what's going on, the effluent being dumped in our rivers and all that. But let's talk about impeachment. I know it's in court. We don't need to discuss court matters, but you have been privy to how many? 7, 8 impeachments?
I think 8 impeachments.
8. Name them.
The current president, let me start with the current president. He had an impeachment when he was the Minister for Agriculture. Mm-hmm. But his impeachment turned into vote of confidence. He spoke for 2 hours. And 115 members supported him.
You remember this?
115, I was one of them. But 26 voted to impeach him, of which 18 were ministers.
Wow.
I remember people like Mother Karua wanted William Ruto out. So why did he survive that impeachment? Because this man invested in friends from his early time in politics. That day, Speaker Marende was on the chair. When he was coming in, Boni Khalwale thought this is a walkover, it's a birthday party. But when William Ruto spoke for 2 hours, he convinced even those who were not his supporters. Then there was Amos Kimunya's story, I better die.
Then resign.
Then resign. Then there was the speaker and the scandals of the Tokyo
embassy
yes. By Aden Kainan. Then there was Anwar Guru and Howlin Turi disappeared in thin air after the day of the motion was being moved. We could not trace him.
Yeah.
And then we had Kaimenyi, who survived by about 7 votes. Yeah, 7 votes.
Wow.
Then there was Monica Juma, who didn't survive. The House voted in favor of the impeachment.
And she was impeached?
She was impeached. Then we had Linturi, who was impeached the other day. And then we have now the deputy president.
Yes.
The former deputy president. Because once you know the Senate votes, Senate is a quasi-judicial, it's a trial chamber. The moment the Senate says you cease,
it's over.
So
are you saying it's over?
So it's over. So I mean, from the parliamentary, I'm talking about the parliamentary procedures. So what is my advice to those, including myself, who in one way or the other might be victims of the constitutional provision of impeachment? Impeachment and removal are constitutional provisions.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that now the only person who is remaining, and I think one day somebody will exercise that, is to impeach a president. So without going into the details, so I think I might write another book. The role of the legislature in impeaching state officers in Kenya.
That's a boring book.
No, it's going to be very interesting. It will be a book that anybody who wants to join politics and anybody who is a state officer will read. But if you ask me, it's good to invest in friends. And I think the current former deputy president, he invested more in fighting people from his backyard and everywhere, including fighting small people like Dennis Itumbi, Farouk Ibet. You know, when you are big, you don't come to ground zero. Yeah. You stay up. So
you're saying he was a bully?
No, he invested. Let me use the right word. He invested more in creating enemies than friends. Yeah. So and that's why you saw, you know, it has never happened in the history of the Kenyan legislature for 282 members to vote in favor of a motion. and go to the Senate. I was following, I think, the lowest charge which the House impeached on. There were 48, 49 senators.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I will not play around with members of parliament. And when I'm called to the House, unless it's a cabinet meeting, I go to the House and answer questions.
You don't ignore the summons?
No, those 282 members, they honestly represent the people of Kenya. The 50 million Kenyans cannot come to the National Assembly or the Senate to speak for themselves. Kenyans elected people in order to protect citizens from bad leadership, from impunity. But for you to survive impeachments, be like William Ruto. In 2000, I think his impeachment was in 2009. His impeachment turned out into a vote of no confidence. In his favor. I mean, the people who voted against the impeachment were 115.
Okay, so you've been tweeting a lot lately. I don't know if you have the tweets already. Monica, do you have the tweets? You've been tweeting a lot lately. I don't African sayings or African...
yeah.
You've been very, I don't know, you've been very philosophical.
Yeah,
Let's take a look at them. Look, here's one of them. Things end, people change, life goes on. What is that? What do you mean?
I mean, ultimately, everything will end. And people will change.
What does that mean?
But that does not mean that that's the end of life.
You say life goes on.
Yeah, you know, most of my African proverbs, they have certain meanings.
Okay.
And they are related to what's happening in the country.
Uh-huh.
So if I want to say something about Jeff Koinange,
yes,
I don't need to be direct.
Right.
I need to look for a proverb that describes your situation.
So this describes Gachagua, or what are you saying here?
No, you can interpret for yourself. There are many players in this country. It can be...
All right, let's look at another one. A cat that dreams of becoming a lion must lose its appetite for rats.
This is one of my best quotes. If you want to climb the ladder and go up,
yes,
you must not fight the small people. You know, a cat usually
goes
eats
after
rats.
Yes.
So if a cat wants to join the club of lions, then it has to have a complete shift in terms of behavior.
And diet.
And you know, the meaning is there, read. To achieve greatness,
you must let go of old habits that could hold you back, could hold back your progress.
So if after I leave here, I have to tweet a proverb. Because Kenyans are waiting for my proverb.
Here's another one from you. It says, a person with too much ambition cannot sleep in peace.
Because you are busy fighting.
Who are you talking about?
They're busy. I'm talking about all those people who are ambitious. Those who are in the private sector. If Jeff Koinange is ambitious, anybody, you'll not have
peace.
Peace.
If you're too ambitious.
Because the whole night you're scheming.
But your boss is ambitious.
He's not.
He is.
Where?
He has always been ambitious. He wanted to be president from way back.
So now he's president. And that's why from 6 to midnight, my boss works for the people of Kenya.
From 6 p.m. or 6
a.m.? In fact, from 6 a.m. in the morning to midnight, he works for the people of Kenya. And let me tell you, he wants to retire peacefully.
Okay, here's another one. I love this. Only a fool tests the depth of a river with both feet.
This was for Rigiji. Yes. I mean, he knew these things were coming.
Yeah.
So he decided to use both his feet. He should have just tested. If he realized, he never thought. If you ask, I am sure. He's still my good buddy. I'll ask him.
Yes.
Or his friends.
Yes.
And I talked to some of his friends. They're telling me they never thought this thing reached where it is, this level.
Yeah.
So what you do in politics or in a country like Kenya, you test with your first left leg, not right leg. If it is the river is very deep, you'll wait for another occasion. The moment you put two, either you are a victim of a crocodile.
Yeah.
Hey, this is another one.
Okay.
What's wrong with you tonight?
I love your saying. I keep reading them. You say, if your only tool is a hammer, you will see every problem as a nail.
You know the guy who uses the hammer? His daily chore is he deals with it is the nail.
Yes.
So if he gets annoyed with Jeff Koinange, he will hit you with a hammer, thinking you're a nail.
Okay, here's one more, and then we move on. Say, he who looks for honey must have the courage to face the bees.
Absolutely. This was also for the current situation.
Is this for Ricky G?
Yeah.
Was he looking for honey?
You know, yeah, he was looking for power. He says, I brought 7 million, I don't know from where. Because I was there when I was one of the people who campaigned for him, by the way. Let me confess tonight. Because we didn't want to play chance with any county in the country.